Bonjour. Bien et venue au nouveau. You're probably wondering why I spoke a little French. Well, lately I've been having in this French phase. I've always been attracted to that, but lately I've been watching like movies and reading a book, which I'll get to in a minute, of of things that are French related. And really, when I mean French related, I mean Parisian. It's really Paris that is what I'm attracted to. And I'm actually in 8th French, but not through Paris. I'm actually Alsatian. Alsace is a region in France that my family was at once upon a time. And you can see some pictures of parts of Paris that I want to go to on my Pinterest page if you want to see that. And my Pinterest name is just Kiri Polhammer. And you'll see parts of Paris that I want to see, amongst other cities. I'd like to read an excerpt from this book that I'm reading, Just One Day by Gail Forman. The little tabs on the edges of the pages are basically vocabulary words that I want to learn and find out, as well as quotes that I like. And so I'd like to read a part of this at a point in the book when the character of Allison first arrives in Paris. So, here it is. Okay. Here we go. We turn onto a choked street full of construction, half the avenue blocked by scaffolding and blockades, and I'm looking at all the graffiti. The SOS, just like on the t-shirt for that band, Sue Service scrawled there. I'm about to point it out to Willem, but then I turn in the other direction, and there's the same. And there's Paris. Postcard Paris. Paris from French Kiss, and from Midnight Paris, and from Charade, and every other Paris film I've seen. I gape at the Seine, which is rippling in the breeze and the glimmering in the early evening sun. Down the expanse of it, I could see a series of arched bridges draped like expensive bracelets over an elegant wrist. Willem points out Notre Dame Cathedral just towering there in the middle of an island in the middle of a river, but like it's nothing, like it's any other day, and it's not the freaking Notre Dame. We pass by another building, a wedding cake of confection that looks like it might house royalty, but no, it's just City Hall. So that was the paragraph. And honestly, I love that Midnight Paris was mentioned. I love that movie. I've actually never seen French Kiss or Charade, but I love Midnight Paris. I love French-related movies. Maybe not so much French foreign movies. And interestingly, there was, at the 2012 Academy Awards, there were several movies that revolved around France and French culture, with Midnight Paris being one of them. The artist won Best Picture, and that had French actors in the roles. Hugo, with 11 nominations, takes place in 1930s Paris, and that was a good movie. There's the animated movie The Adventures of Tintin, which takes place in France, but that was just nominated for the score. And even Bridesmaids counts because the bathroom scene in that takes place in a French-themed bridal shop. And oddly enough, there was no French movie nominated in the foreign film category. Other movies that I like feature France and French culture. There's the animated movie Ratatouille, which I saw, and I think it's an actual food. Ratatouille is a food, but I don't exactly know what it is. Julie and Julia partly takes place in Paris, and I love Meryl Streep's role in that as French-American chef Julie Child. And there's Les Miserables, came out a few years ago, and I freaking loved that movie, which takes place during the French Revolution, and I just love, movies like that. Despite that I'm only 1/8 French, I still love it. I wish I were Parisian though, but I'm not. I'm just Alsatian. And I actually do hope to go to Paris someday. I would love to go to Paris. And if I ever do go to France, I would only go to Paris. So, au revoir, and I'll see you next week.